They believed casting me aside would end my story. Instead, it lit the spark of a new beginning. The HR manager's voice carried the stiffness of a script rehearsed too many times. "Return all company belongings," she said, eyes locked on the folder in front of her, refusing to meet mine. I slid the office keys across the polished table. The faint clink they made sounded small to them, but to me it was the first crack in their illusion of control. She forced a polite smile, relieved I hadn't protested, unaware that I was never the type to beg. Without a tremor in my hands or hesitation in my stride, I walked out of that office. An hour later, the calm was shattered by the CEO's roar. "Why is there an eviction notice taped to my office door?" he thundered. I let him shout. He deserved no answers, only silence. And silence, I had learned, wounds deeper than any blade. I'd first crossed paths with him 6 years earlier, back when ambition wore the mask of loyalty. His handshake was confident, his promises smooth: "Help me build this company, and you'll never worry about money again." I believed him. I invested years of late nights, missed weekends, forgotten birthdays, sacrifices stacked high on the hope it would mean something. He called me his right hand. His family. Family. A word that doesn't shatter, it decays slowly. The betrayal crept in subtly. Salaries delayed. Promised bonuses withheld. Deals I closed claimed in his name. Gossip about my projects spread through the office before I even knew about them. I was suddenly excluded from meetings I used to lead. Then, one night, a message reached me by mistake, a screenshot of my pay slip captioned, "Overpaid mutt who just obeys orders." I didn't confront him. Emotion clouds judgment, and clarity was the last weapon I had. So I watched. Quietly. Closely. The building we worked in wasn't company-owned. It was rented, month to month. He strutted through those glass doors like a king, never realizing his throne rested on ground I could take. And I did. I created a holding company, invisible and untraceable, and quietly purchased the property in my own name. A ghost in his shadow. So when HR asked for my laptop and keys, they didn't realize the only asset that mattered already belonged to me. Those keys weren't surrender, they were the trigger. The eviction notice, the spark. I waited for the lease to expire, for him to overlook the paperwork, for him to assume permanence where none existed. And when the sheriff pinned the notice on his door, I knew the phone would ring. It did. His voice cracked with panic. "Fix this. You know how. Make it disappear." I almost laughed. Even then, he still thought of me as his fixer, his obedient shadow. "It's my building," I said simply. Silence. Then a forced laugh. "That's ridiculous." "No," I replied evenly. "What's ridiculous is believing you could run this place without me. Watch." The board fractured first. They had backed him, but they depended on me. A whisper from me about misused funds and hidden contracts was enough. They listened. Then the staff followed, people I had mentored, protected, covered for when he cut corners. They walked out with me. Within weeks, the company was hollowed out, its headquarters locked from the outside. His once crowded parking lot became a wasteland of faded lines. I didn't need a spectacle. Silence destroyed him piece by piece. The bank seized his accounts. Investors vanished. His wife left when the foreclosure notice arrived. Meanwhile, I reopened the same building under a new name, with the same clients, the same team, only now the walls were mine. Months later, he appeared. The tailored suit now sagged on his frame, the tie stained and loose. His eyes carried the weight of someone who had forgotten how power felt. He lingered outside the glass doors, staring at the employees who once served him. I stepped out, keys spinning idly between my fingers. "Looking for something?" I asked. His lips moved, opening and closing, but no sound came. No excuses. No fight. Only silence. The same silence that had unraveled him from the start. Revenge doesn't scream. It doesn't strike in fury. It waits. Patient. Unseen. Until the ground shifts, and the empires built on your back finally collapse. And when it happens, there's no need to speak. They'll hear you in the quiet.